microphone so I can make sure going on. If you're here, like, subscribe. This is Levi Apparel. All right, so to recap on what is going on, we have, come on, man, you know I'm gonna cut from you because you're going super slow, and then you speed up as soon as I get there. Come on. Anyways, yeah, so man, these drivers, like, they're crazy. Anyways, this dude is tailgating this guy like crazy, man. But yeah, let's start to get into the live. All right, so if you want to know how things are going as far as with the build, everything is good. I had to like pause a little bit, and the only reason why I had to pause is because well, my shop is in two different locations now, both the outside shop and the basement shop. And I had like an order that came in, and when the order came in, I had to stop everything I was doing and just go straight to it and just get it done. I mean, go to the basement shop and, you know, get things done. So in the long run, it was worth it. I was able to do a job for somebody. I posted on IG, so if you saw it, you saw it, you know. But yeah, man. So the thing is, Ride Beats is on live. All right, you know what? I think I may cut this live real quick and go on Ride Beats. But let me tell you real quick what's going on. So the shop is fully built. Right now I'm doing just little cosmetic stuff like putting trims. What else? After trims, I've already put the wall inside the actual shop, so there's no longer just you looking at two by four. Next stage, what I'm about to do soon is like I'm gonna paint, and then once I do the paint, but before I do the paint, I'm gonna do a video reveal of like how things is going, how the shop looks like. I do have doors, windows. Excuse me. Yeah, so I have doors and windows. What else? Oh yeah, I need to put a vent, and the time I'm gonna put the vent is after I'm done with like fully putting the T111. So the T111 is like basically another wall for the outside on top of the plywood. And the reason why I'm going heavy duty like that is because I don't want a chance of, I want the shop to be sturdy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be flimsy where like any wind could just come and blow at it. I put it around with T111, then you put with regular plywood. Then you put T111 on top of those plywood. What happens is you have a stronger building, and then when you put the walls inside, that's adding more weight to it. So now the building is even sturdier. So yeah. So next step is I put it all around, but the top, because I have a lean style. So what ends up happening is you have like a triangle. On top, the triangle is like 2 feet high, going down to like I think less than a feet high, right? I mean less than 1 foot high, and it slopes down like that. So that's a weird edge, and the T111 is about 8 foot high, so the shed itself is like 10-foot high. So I only had enough to work with the 8-foot, and then the rest of the 2-foot to make it 10. I had to cut out the T111. So I kind of left that alone for a second because it was a little too high. It was going to take some time, and I have to do cuts and create jigs. So I left that alone a little bit. I worked on the inside. The inside is pretty much done. It's all T111. It's all plywood on it. It's good and it's ready to go. Next step is like I said before, it's just paint, getting every piece of wood and like cleaning out all the dust. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna be moving in the machines inside. Now, if you're wondering how am I gonna get power, I do have a solar power kit. And on top of having a solar power kit, I grabbed an RV two-way what's that thing called? Extension cord that you drill right into an RV, and you can pull anywhere, grab an extension, plug it to an outlet, and then you can plug it to your RV. That way you can have power, and then whatever's inside just plugs into that outlet. So I grabbed one of those because the shed is like the workshop or office is about 5 feet from the house. It's cold, so, and it's not structurally on, like mounted on to the ground, so it's movable. Everything is on cement slabs, and that can easily be drilled out and move it to any location, right? So yeah, so I put two of them, one for each outlet, and I can plug to an outlet, plug into my shop, and instant power, right? On top of having instant power, I grabbed some solar power lights, right, which I'll have inside. It takes in the solar power. It'll work during night and day, and then it has different fluctuations of light that you can turn on, from really light to medium to very bright. So I have that going on. I have all that saved and ready to be like where I just enhance the shop with solar. So yeah, so we're basically gonna be off the grid with the shop. I did have an electrician come in. I got a quote, and he was saying like the amount of work that would take in to like actually getting the power from my house to the shop, even though it's not that far, it would cost me a pretty penny. I think it's like, it would be like a $2,000 or something like that, even though I was gonna just wire the whole thing myself with the electrical outlets and electrical panel, and have everything set. So once he comes in, he just drills into the house, connects it to the other existing power panel, and just draws the power from there, connected to the house, to the shop, and we good. But he's saying it would still cost a lot of money because he has to put effort into digging a hole and also drilling into the wall. Now I'm thinking like digging the hole myself and like drilling into the wall myself. But with all that said, this is probably the reason why I decided to go off the grid, kinda semi off the grid, because I realized if I went with the so if I put in the $2,000, if I had it, which I don't right now, I'm more focused on like trying to make money so I can pay off my embroidery machine, and like get things all set for the shop, because I have another brand also, so I have to find ways to fund it. So yeah, so I figured take the money that it would cost, because after I got the quote, I realized I can just buy solar panels, multiple solar panels. If I even have like, let's say $300, I can go to Amazon, get at least a good deal for 3 to 4 solar panels, take those solar panels. I already have the inverter and everything. Make sure they have a connection, and then use those for power. Now, here's the other thing. You know what? I'm not even checking the chat, see who's saying hi. All right, so far nobody's typed in anything. If you're here, like and subscribe. This is Levi the Pearl. All right. Yeah. So as far as like the power for the shop, I really wanted to just have it have power through the electricity I have in the house. But I know, like, the electrician, he made it so much money. Pardon my French. The quote I got, it was enough that if I was to make it off the grid, semi off the grid, I could have enough power to actually do everything I need. When I'm doing shirt making, whatever, designing, and actually applying the decorations on, whether it be DTF, sublimation, embroidery, whatever, I'm never using multiple machines at the same time. And even if I am, I'm not burning like 2,000 watt power. I'm burning like less than, you know? So when I look at it, it doesn't really to like connect it fully to the house. And then if I want to move it to, like, because my goal right now is in my area, there's lots of land where it's just vacant, and there's a few land plots right next to my house, and I've been looking at that, you know. Currently they're saying that, oops, excuse me, currently they're saying you can't get land lots from the bank like you would if you were to buy a house. So what I have to do is I have to figure out how to save capital, and once I save the capital, whatever land that's available, that comes available, I can just purchase it, right? So now if I was, actually, you know what, let me finish. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more later. So if I was to purchase, so let's go back to electricity. All right. So yeah, so that was the goal. Finding out how much it would cost, I figured it'd be best to just get solar panels, which I did. I got some solar panels, lights, three lights set up. You get that on Amazon. When I set everything up, I'll pull the description. So yeah, you can get solar panels that have lights set up in it. Basically, it's the solar panels. It comes with the lights and everything, and it's a whole kit. You don't have to worry about anything. You just follow the rules on how to set it up, and then that's it. So now I have lights, solar panels, right? I also got I also have regular solar panels, which gives me about 200 to 300 watts worth of power. So I don't even have to worry about I don't have to worry about not having that much power, because your computer or laptop or even printer usually runs off of 120 watt power. So that's more than enough, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that my house faces the east, the sun is always hitting the shop. As a matter of fact, I was sitting outside to see how much sun the shop gets, and it gets a pretty decent amount, man. It's crazy. There's not a lot of shade from the trees. You know, when it's nighttime, but what it does is, like, it conserves the energy, so during the night you can actually use it. And if I connect that solar watt power, that solar power to from the converter, from the inverter to an actual battery, what it will do is it'll send all the charge to the battery. The battery will hold the charge, and change it from wattage to DC. I mean DC to wattage, from direct current to wattage. And then I can easily plug the light setup to it, and instant power right there. I can use it for the lights, and I can use it for another printer if I want to print. So now I'm not using power from the grid at all. That's what I've been wanting to say. All right. Yeah, so I'm trying to basically get off the grid per se, not 100%, because there's some machines that I have in the shop that I do need the grid, right? For example, my 16 by 20 heat press machine, right? Now that machine is automatic, and it takes a lot of power, to a point where, like, if I have it working, it needs its own dedicated circuit, meaning its own outlet. You can't plug anything into it. It has to stay by itself. So I usually use those for, like, when I'm doing like big sublimation hacks, where I'm just printing large sublimation paper, tile form. Check out that video, sublimation tile. Yeah, so now that's how you do all over prints, and now I'll be able to do all over prints, you know what I'm saying, by having that formation set up. And from doing that, I'm good as far as sublimation goes, and as far as like large prints, because sometimes you'll have like a 4x shirt that you gotta do, a 5x shirt that you gotta do. And sometimes if you have prints that big, you gotta make the image even bigger. So sometimes you'll have a print that's on it that's like a 14 by 14 by 13 or something like that, right? That's like a DTF print. And if that's the case, I'm gonna need the large printer. So it's a must-have in the shop. But in order to use it, I have to plug it to the house power, because if I put it on the solar panel power, I would have to increase my wattage to at least a good 2,000 watts. So far, what I'm trying to bring in is at least 1,000 watt. And also I'm getting one of those like portable, rechargeable and solar powered, what do you call it, portable charger. As far as like bringing power for the right now, that's literally in the works. Yeah, that is literally in the works, and we're just getting things set up so we can have everything ready to go. Yeah, so that's power. What else? So I talked about solar power. So again, I have regular solar panels to draw in power, and I have the whole setup. I have the solar panel, I have the inverter, converter, converter, I always forget. And then that goes to the battery, and the battery holds the charge, and I have the battery that you can plug things in. So it holds the charge. And then also I just put in my Amazon cart a rechargeable charger, so that way if for any reason I decide I don't want to use the house at all as far as charge, I can go to my rechargeable charger, portable charger. I can hook it up to solar, and from hooking it up to solar, eventually just making sure I have enough power, enough solar power, that it can stay charged daily through the solar panels, and I don't even have to use the house at all. I don't have to use the house power at all. I can be autonomous use of solar powers, right? Solar power. So yeah, that's require solar. Now, I did not remove the possibility of using the house power because you never know what kind of situation occur. Who knows? The solar panel starts acting up, or like I don't know, a big gust of wind comes and like destroys the solar panels, or if it's like the winter time. Let's say there's no power coming in because there's not enough solar during the winter time because the sun's not up as much. So I didn't want to completely devote my capabilities to solar because I know during the winter time your solar power goes down, right? And during the summertime it comes back up. So what I did was, as far as the grid, I just got, like I said, two RV extension cord setup, right? Extension cord, and I just screw it onto the solar panels. So the way it looks is this: the inside is just a cable. Like the cable's like about, I say maybe probably 13 to like 14 inches, right? So who's this? Let's see, somebody saying hi. Oh, hi. Right. So yeah, so that's the outlet, the grid. Yeah, so it's like it's that long. Now putting it through the wall, right, made it lose at least 4 inches. Yeah. So with the 4 inches it lost, it's pretty much about what? Yeah, it's pretty much about 11 inches. Yeah, 11 inches just sticking out the wall. And I have two of them, one on the top, one on the bottom. And one is gonna go on each end of the wall, right? So now, by doing that, I have both of the outlets being used. And if I don't want to use them, I can just unplug it from the shop. Right? Let's say if it's a nice summer where there's tons of bright lights, you know, sun's up constantly, I can remove the plug and I have it plugged to the port that's outside of the shop and just solely use solar, right? But if it's like a winter and it's kind of bad, there's not much light, constant snowing, then what I'll do is I'll keep it plugged and then I'll use the power from the house instead. That way I'm able to conserve on my energy. And oh man, it's getting a little late. I'm like 15 minutes from work right now. So yeah, so I can conserve on my energy. I'll be using solar panels, but when the winter time it comes, I'm gonna go right back to the grid. There we go, the grid. I'm gonna go right back to the grid, and from the grid, I'll be able to plug with the two ports that I have available. And the other reason why I have two is just in case one messes up. I have already one to go, but the good news is if any one of them mess up, they're easily unscrewed, and you just screw the new one in, you're good to go. So the shop is all set. Yeah. Is that somebody raising their hands? Looks like it's another language I can't understand. But anyway, so that's what's going on really. We try and get things set, try and make sure the shop is ready. As far as power, we're all set for power. Currently, I can move some stuff in there, but first, I just want to be able to like finish the paint of the shop and once I'm done painting it, then I'm going to be moving in the equipment. And once the equipment is there, we should be good to go. We'll be doing a little bit more tutorials. We'll get we'll get some brands set up. I have a lot of contracts in the works that I'll finally be able to call them and tell them we're good to go, and we can begin printing shirts. So once that's set up, we should be all set to go. I like the fact that I've gone through different ways of learning how to be different ways of having a print shop, right? I've had it in the basement. I've had it in an actual location, a commercial location. I've had my shop in an apartment. And then I'm about to have it in its own designated new build shop section, right? And eventually the goal is to go from having a shop at home. I actually still want to keep the shop I have at home in my backyard there, but I also want to have the ability to hire people one day. And if that's the case, and my hours would be very flexible, just everything straight morning, and then it ends around 2, maybe 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week, depending on what's going on. No, 4 days a week. You know, and the shop would be in another location outside my actual home location, but it would be a new build again. And the reason why I'm trying to do a new build and I want to have my own land is because I've been through the commercial route. I don't like that, and I want to buy the land outright so that way I can build on it outright. I don't like the commercial route of being in a building that's not mine and I don't own it, because when you are in a commercial space, there's a lot of things you can't control. There's money that you can't control. You're losing a lot of overhead, and at the end, you're literally working to make your monthly payments, and then whatever is left it goes in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So my previous commercial space was a really great place. I still have the address set up, but what ended up happening was it was a great fit for that time, you know. But when I moved back to my house from having separation with my wife, it wasn't an excellent fit, because now I had to. It was in Cambridge, right? 125 Cambridge Park. I still hold the address and location, but it's more like an office space setup, right? So if I want to have any meetings with somebody, they have boardrooms that's open, so I can have a meeting with somebody to go meet them and discuss like certain things, and we can sit down. Everybody's nicely dressed, and what do you call it? Drink some like tea, coffee, whatever, and just talk over what we're going to do. So that I use that more for like a professional setting. But as far as like the creation part, it's going to be in the shop. right? Now, when I do have my own land and I build on it, that's going to be the headquarters, it's going to be the shop space, whatever. And from there, that's how we're going to focus on getting like getting the headquarters set up, and then just hire people, because I'm gonna need people to work there while things are going on. Man, dude, you just ran a red light. Yeah, so people are gonna have to work there. So while I'm away or whatever, the shop can be taken care of by somebody else. And I'm gonna have a lot of machines in there as far as like printers and stuff. So it's gonna be set up where like one to two people can be in there and just do their thing, and then that's it, call it a day. You know what I'm saying? If the person wants to have if they happen to have their own brand, they can use the machine to do their own like designs and stuff like that and sell it. And then, you know, if they take off, they take off. And the only thing I would ask them is like, hey, if you can find somebody that's similar to you, I appreciate it. That way I can have an employee. So that's the goal in the future, far, far future, right? For now, we have the shop. We're going to focus on it. Finish the complete build. All I'm doing right now is basically getting paint set up and also setting up videos so I can show you what happened. Like, again, to recap, we definitely have power in the shop, solar and grid. We have lights. Oh, as far as lights, I have a light that plugs into the grid, or it can plug into an outlet, and I have regular light for solar, right? I'm gonna try to use as much lighting as possible in the shop, because with the video, and I made sure I didn't have as many windows, because what I realized, when you have too many windows, it kind of messes up. Is that an ambulance? Oh man, I hate when that happens. Slow down traffic, man. Nobody's moving. Craziness. But yeah, man. So that's the goal, to get things painted, and once the painting is done, I can start moving stuff in. Now, if you're asking for installation, again, I have not put installation in the shop, and I have a reason why. I'm out of budget. Like, I only had a budget for a certain amount of materials and, you know, ability to do certain things. But, oh man, traffic is crazy, yo. What the heck? There's no day I don't come out here and there's traffic. But yeah, so we're gonna get things set up as far as like getting all the machines in the shop, and then I'm gonna do like a grand opening style. Now I'm thinking about doing the shop incognito, but then again, I'm like, you know what? I called the city already. I already spoke with them. They already told me what to do, and they said I'm within my specs to be considered, you know, all set. So, I really want to do a setup where I have the Levite Apparel logo on the shop, right? Bam, big banner. But I'm thinking about setting it up in a way where the Levite Apparel logo is on the shop, and on top of that, it's going to be the solar panels going across, so it looks like kind of like the shop has mirrors. well, not mirrors, windows. Yeah, so that, and then on the bottom of the solar panel, while I have the logo, on the side of the logo, I'm thinking about doing like a big ass QR code. So as people are going by, but I also want to put underneath the logo, Levi Apparel, online only, right? No, online shop only, right? And then on the other side of the logo, like towards like the beginning of the logo, like, so if this is the beginning of the logo, on this side will be like a big QR code. So if somebody's passing by next to the house, because like it's very visible, you can see the shop. You can't miss it if you're driving next to a neighborhood. And eventually somebody's gonna see it. It's gonna be like, oh, Levi Apparel, I wonder what they do over there, right? And then as they're getting close, if they know, like, yo, just point your phone at it, while they point their phone, there'll be like a QR code, and the QR code will direct them to the website. So there's no way I'm gonna allow somebody into my property, you know. I don't think in my area is zoned to do that. Even though, actually, no, I think it is. But either way, I don't take the chances. You know what I'm saying? So my goal is to set it up like that. It may or may not happen like that. I don't know. But you know what? I'm not gonna put the logo. I'm just gonna put the QR code. So as somebody is passing by, they can just be like, what is that? With their phone, and it'll bring them to the website, and then they'll see my website, Levi Apparel, and all that stuff. And they can just shop online, you know. So, and once they shop online, they'll be able to, come on, man, let's go, move it. Yeah, they'll be able to just place their orders, and as I'm getting orders coming in, I can set it up, get it ready, mail it in. So that's one way that's another way of getting business. So right now, as far as the shop, we're talking about ways to, since it's gonna be pretty much an attraction, people are gonna look at it anyways, because it's like 10 foot high. So you pass by my house, you're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna put one on each side of the house. I mean, of the shop. The front and the side that goes towards like the street. And I presume if I do that, it'll be great, because now I can get people to order without actually coming to my house and trying to to my shop at this point, and trying to place an order, because then that will be seen as if I'm actually having business conducted on the property with clients. So I can't have clients. I can do my own thing as far as doing business, but I can't have clients. So that's good. Yeah, once I get that all set up, it'll be cool. So QR codes on the building itself. You know what I'm saying? And from there, you know, hopefully I get some orders. And if I can get some orders, then hopefully I can continue making content for you guys on those orders I got. And you know, that's pretty much it as far as updates for the shop. You know, I'm about to go into the garage of my job, so I may lose some people, so I'm gonna be ending this soon. I'm gonna lose connection because yeah, so but yeah, that's what's going on as far as the shop, and as far as like the shop build, and updates on what's coming up in the future. But yeah, so just gotta finish up things. All right, cool. If you're here, like and subscribe. This is Levi Apparel. Peace.